Well, let's get started. You know, I guess I'll put this down. We'll just have to have bad lighting on this video. You like my smile? Get your snot. Okay, so what were we talking about? You know, we have these little in-depth conversations all the time, but this is from insurance agent to insurance agent, and maybe we ought to publish some of this stuff on YouTube, see how it goes over.
We're talking about new ventures. I got a truck driver that he wants to apply for his
That one.
insurance. Yeah, that one.
Well, that's the problem. He's a new venture, but he's also new in the business altogether. He has no experience. And so for like the new guys that go and they get their license, they go to truck school and they immediately want to go and buy a truck. Then what happens is that they get out, they buy this truck, they spend $15,000-$20,000, and then they realize that they have to lease on with somebody because they can't. It's hard for them to get insurance at an affordable cost.
Is it because of their experience?
Yeah,
That's
pretty much.
The lack of experience.
Lack of experience, pretty much. The insurance companies, I mean, if you think about it this way, the insurance companies know that there's a very high percentage of people. Stand right there. Don't lean over because I'm looking at you. Okay. The camera's in my face and I'm looking this way.
Okay.
All right. So the insurance companies realize that, and anybody, you ask anybody, realize that most new businesses actually fail within the first 2 years or whatever the number is. I don't have the SBA statistic, but they fail in the first 2 years. And so you extrapolate that percentage to any industry. Let's take trucking. So that says that a very high percentage of the new truck policies that we write for new ventures won't last the first 2 years or until their first audit. So the insurance company has to know that, but if they have claims, whether they stay in business for 6 months or a month or a year or whatever, regardless, the insurance company is still on the hook for that $1 million liability limit. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So what would be a good experience rate? Or how many years does one have to have? 2, 3?
The more the merrier. What I've seen on new venture forums is I've seen insurance companies ask for the last 3 years of experience for any driver that is in a new venture. They want to see that they have more than just, I just bought my CDL and now I want to start a company. So 3 years would be ideal for anybody that has been in business less than 2 years in trucking.
Okay. So would that include their employment history? Would they verify their employment history?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to lie on an application, but yes, it is something that they reserve the right to verify. And underwriters can, if they feel like 2 and 2 don't add up, then they can look that up and call previous employers or verify that the information you gave them was accurate. So it makes it very important that you track that information, and when you leave places, you don't go, say, man, I hated him because he didn't pay me right. Or this. You can't burn your bridges because
right.
That could come back to haunt you if you ever try to start your business.
Okay, I see.
So new trucking ventures are very important. New trucking ventures need to kind of follow these basic guidelines in order to get accepted across most carriers. Number 1, you need 3 years CDL experience. Number 2, you need to be the owner of the truck you're driving. And number 3, nobody leases on to your fleet for the first 2 years because you need to learn how to run your business.
Right.
Those are the basic things there, and just have the experience, drive your truck. There's no big fleets or anything like that because you have never run a business before, let's be real. And what else can I think of?
I have another one just off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about I'm the owner of a business, but I want to open up a trucking company and I have a driver?
If you're a new venture, good luck. There may be a couple companies out there that do it, but we used to be able to take a new venture and say, hey, you can own a business as long as you get drivers that qualify that are qualified, and you screen your drivers. Well, what happens is a lot of these go out of business as well, because you have someone running the business that knows nothing about the business. So as a result, the CDL driver could get upset with the owner driving the truck and drop the truck off in Timbuktu, and now the owner has no recourse to pick up his vehicle. The driver that he sends out is not covered in case of a loss. The driver that was covered is nowhere to be found, and you have a truck stuck in a Love's shop way out. So it's not advisable to try to get into business without being in the industry. New ventures have to be very, very careful with when you look at the pitfalls of ownership. And you combine that with the DOT requirements for the first 18 months, along with financial considerations like getting paid, whether you're using factoring, what have you, and then on top of all of that, the insurance requirements. A new venture has to really be careful, and so that's why the insurance company wants to see new ventures that when they buy their policy, that there's someone who's already gotten past the hurdle of learning to drive and handle his equipment. Once you've learned how to drive the equipment, then go to the next step, because if you're learning it all at the same time, anything and everything can go wrong. All right?
Right, so you're kind of spreading yourself thin, and then the owner would need to be CDL certified.
Yeah, so long story short, you need help on insurance, we can help you out with insurance. All of that other stuff, get your professionals in place. Give me a call if you have any questions about getting trucking insurance or commercial auto for that matter. I'm David Berry. Until next time, signing out.